Tohle je level Sanders. Nikdo ze známých mu ale neřekne jinak než L. Poslechněme si příběh o tom, jak se tenhle americký rozehrávač dostal na české palubovky.
When I finished school in 1998, the NBA had a lockout. I was supposed to go to the New Jersey Nets camp, but 2 days before the camp started, the lockout started. So, you know, my agent was asking me what did I want to do, if I wanted to stay and wait or if I wanted to go to Europe. Because if I stayed and wait, it was no guarantee that I was going to, you know, make the team. I still was going to have to try out. So I decided just to come to Europe, and, you know, my agent had some contact with a guy from Slovakia who had contact with Kunyin at the time. And, you know, I ended up in Kunyin and, you know, played there for 2 years and had a good time. And, you know, that's how I got to Europe. You know, I came on, I think on a Saturday, I slept all day, woke up Sunday, and, you know, over here on Sunday everything is dead. Nobody's outside, the stores are closed, so I was looking like, wow, where am I, you know? And then, you know, once we started to play basketball, everything was cool, but, you know, at first, I was the first, I think, maybe the first American they had on that team and maybe the first black guy in that town. So, you know, the people were always just staring at me. You know, I remember at first they used to like feel my hair, touch my hair and things like that.
Hned v prvním roce své české mise pomohl Sanders majkárně Kunjing zisku premiérového mistrovského titulu. Další už klub z Nového Jičína od té doby nikdy nezískal.
At the time, I didn't really know how important it was or how big it was. Because, you know, I was just coming over to Europe. I didn't know anything about the history of Kunyin or the league or anything. So at the time, I didn't really know how big it was. But I think they were in the first league for maybe 8 or 9 years, and that was the first year they had won a title. So it was a big thing for the city, and now I see how dedicated the people are in that town to basketball and how much they love it. So, you know, I realized how big of a moment that was. I remember we played in USK Prague, and we won the title, and we had a whole bunch of fans come on the bus with us. Not with us, but they had a separate bus for the fans. And I remember when we got back to Novicin, you know, everybody was in front of the hall, and they had big glasses of champagne, and every time somebody would come in, they would take the glass and drink it. You know, guys, they had the cigars, and, you know, I mean, that night, I don't think anybody slept. You know, everybody was up till the next morning, you know.
L působil také nějaký čas v Polsku, ale po teroristických útocích v roce 2001 se rozhodl, že s basketbalem skončí. Rok pracoval ve Spojených státech ve firmě svého strýčka, pak se ale nechal přemluvit a vrátil se do Evropy. Jeho nejúspěšnější destinací kariéry se stal Děčín. Na severu Čech strávil 4 výborné sezony, 2krát s týmem hrál semifinále a stal se MVP České ligy.
Those are, I guess, my best times that I had in Czech, as far as, I mean, besides winning the championship in Kunyin. You know, everybody there to me is like family, you know. You know, I always, I guess everybody know that I had a, you know, good relationship with, you know, Pavel Stara, the manager. You know, he was really good and instrumental in me coming to Ditchin, and he was probably one of the reasons that I really stayed there so long. And then also had a great relationship with the coach, Coach Bulinski, and, you know, we had a real good team chemistry. You know, everybody was, I think it was, I mean, to me it was like having like 11 brothers, you know, because everybody was so close. You know, never really had any kind of problems between each other. Nobody was jealous or anything like that. It was just everybody was really rooting for each other, and you can see it on the court, you know, because we played well together. And the fans was excellent. You know, they've helped me out so much. They was always cheering for me, always rooting for me. And just the people around the town, you know what I mean? The people were real friendly.
Třicetiletý Sanders je zřejmě jediným Američanem, který neholduje počítačovým hrám. Ve volném čase rád odpočívá a tráví čas se svou přítelkyní. Zamiloval si také českou kuchyni. Hádejte, které české pochutiny nikdy nemá dost.
One thing I really like here is babovka. I think everybody knows that. Pretty much everywhere I went, somebody was always making babovka for me. I know in Ditchin, Pani Charmakova, she always made it for me. You know, sometimes she would give me 2. So, you know, those are some of the things that I like here.
V Prahe jsme se stretli